Hello and welcome back to Apple Park for our first event of 2021.
So Tim Cook went outdoors today to hold Apple's spring-loaded event and delivered Apple Card Family, a new iPhone color, updated Apple TV 4K. Airtags are finally a thing and they're cool. Some beautiful new M1 chip iMacs and iPad Pros with that same M1 chip. I'm actually a bit giddy about those, but torn a bit at the same time. And some other companies have also released some new phones, some new trackers in the last week as well. Let's get into all of the news. There's a lot to cover, so I'm gonna fly through this. First up is the Apple Card. It'll be available in the US in May and allows people to co-own an Apple Card and merge their credit together to equally build that credit score. That's Apple Card Family, and it will also allow you to grant access to use for children over 13 as well. Then came a new color for the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini. Now you can cop one in that royal hue, purple, beginning Friday, April 30th for $7.99 and $6.99 respectively. Next up, Airtags. You've seen those tile trackers that you can put in a purse or wallet or bag and will show you where you last left something. Well, Airtags do the same thing but have some really cool features of their own. Also available on the 30th, you can pick them up separately for $29 or in packs of 4 for $99. If an AirTag is within Bluetooth range, you simply use the Find My app to play a sound from the tag to find it, or use Precision Find, which has more accuracy, guiding you to your bounty with a mix of sound, haptics, and visual cues. And if it's outside of Bluetooth range, there's a whole technology, which we'll get into in another video, where the AirTag uses the global Find My network, i.e. other people's iPhones, to anonymously and privately relay the location of that AirTag back to you, its owner. We'll also get an updated Apple TV 4K with a new Siri-enabled remote and scroll wheel. I know some folk hated on the previous remote. It worked for me. The last two items we'll get into are pretty cool, and I think that the coolest thing they announced as far as Apple reveals the new iMacs and iPad Pros. The new M1 chip iMac looks gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It has a 4.5K 24-inch display. It's 11 millimeters thin and comes in 7 colors. One thing iMac and MacBook lovers have been clamoring about for years now is the low resolution of Apple's webcams. Problem solved. The new M1 iMac has a 1080p FaceTime HD camera, 3 mic array with beam forming, so the mics focus on your voice and not background noise, 6 down-firing speakers which support spatial audio with Dolby Atmos, which I'm going to love because my current iMac Pro speakers actually fire out the back. So the sound, it leaves a little to be desired in that regard. You also get a new magnetic power connector, 4 ports on the back, and you get the Ethernet actually built into the power brick. You're also going to get a choice of 3 different keyboard options, 2 of which now have Touch ID built in. And with the new architecture, you'll also be able to run iPhone and iPad apps right on your iMac. Nice. These will start at $12.99 and will be available the second half of May. Last but not least, the one I'm most intrigued by, new iPad Pros, running that new M1 Apple Silicon. These look to be savage machines, available in 11-inch and 12.9-inch versions with up to 2 terabytes of storage. They now come with Thunderbolt ports with support for USB 4 and have cellular versions which are 5G enabled. The front of the iPad Pros also have a 12 megapixel ultra wide front facing camera with a new feature called Center Stage, which uses AI to pan the camera and keep you in the center of the frame and recognize when someone else enters the frame and center all y'all. The 12.9 Pro model takes the display tech to the next level by incorporating that new XDR tech from their big boy XDR monitors, their liquid retina XDR display. And Apple claims you'll still get all-day battery life. The only thing I was hoping for, and I know this is a huge stretch, but I can dream, right? Is that with that M1 chip in those new iPad Pros, this is my second gen, I'm looking to upgrade, so I probably will. But with those new M1 chips, I was hoping I'd see Big Sur on it and be able to run desktop apps like Adobe Premiere. Maybe next generation. Anyway, you can pick those up in the second half of May as well, with both Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi Plus cellular options beginning at $799. But keep in mind that to get that full laptop alternative functionality, you may still want to pick up a keyboard, and the Magic keyboards are currently $299 for the 11-inch iPad Pro and $349 for the 12.9. And now that we have all of that out of the way, let's get to the other things that were announced this past week. TCL and Sony have both announced new phones, and Fitbit added some high fashion options to help you be fit and fabulous. Beginning with TCL, whose first efforts were solid and their 5G phones were some of the most watched reviews on this channel, they've announced 3 new successors to their TCL 10 line in the TCL 20L, 20L Plus, and the flagship 20 Pro 5G. The Pro 5G features their latest version of screen enhancement technology, Next Vision 2.0, mated to a curved 6.67-inch AMOLED display that supports HDR10 playback. I don't have the exact model number yet, but this phone will be packed with a quad camera system with a Sony IMX sensor and 32 megapixel front-facing camera. You'll get micro SD storage and 2 different colorways, marine blue and moon dust gray. Then there's the 20L Plus and 20S. They're both scaled down versions of the 5G model and featured circular polarization display tech, which allows you to look at the screen with sunglasses on during the summer months, the upcoming summer months, without those weird effects on the screen when you do. The back of this phone will be interesting as it features 1 million prismatic crystal pits, creating a light reflective surface they're saying is inspired by the Milky Way. The 20L Plus is available in Europe, while the 20S will be coming to North America at an unspecified date. The 20L is their budget-friendly model that they're saying will be available to go 2 days between chargers and features a 6.67-inch screen. We're going to get our hands on these devices and bring you full reviews as soon as they're released. And Sony is giving you plenty of time to amass those ducats and buckets. They are not shy about being for the niche buyer and the niche wallet, but they deliver on quite a few levels. Sony recently announced their new Xperia 1 Mark III and 5 Mark III phones. What immediately differentiates these from the Mark II that I reviewed, they're 5G enabled. They've added 120 Hz refresh to their beautiful 4K HDR OLED display, and they've upped their game in the camera lens department with a new first in smartphones, a variable telephoto lens with a dual phase detection sensor. Many people may know Sony for their top-ranked Alpha line of mirrorless cameras, but they're also innovating in their smartphone cameras, and I'm here for it. For gaming, you'll get a 240 Hz motion blur reduction and 3.5 millimeter port so you can plug up wired gaming headsets. Release the Kraken! One thing I'm really looking forward to checking out is the new stereo speakers. The new stereo speakers, they're placed at the front of the phone and support 360 spatial audio, the first to do so for a smartphone, according to Sony. There's a lot more, but we'll get into all of that in our review sometime around the summer. And just in time for Mother's Day, Fitbit upped its fashion IQ with their new high fashion friendly Luxe line of fitness trackers. These feature color screens now, which is a first for their trackers, not the smartwatches of course, and features customization options which are jewelry inspired in collaboration with jewelry designer Georgiana. Buy one and you'll get access to 6 months of Fitbit Premium, where you'll get access to workout videos and some exclusive content from Deepak Chopra. Now, given the prices of some other jewelry quality devices, you might think you're going to have to pay quite a bit for the high style options, but you can get the Luxe Parker bracelet model for $200 or pick up the bands themselves in different finishes for $100. My goodness, that is a lot of news, a lot of gadgets, a lot of tech for you to be excited about, for you to dig through, for you to decide whether you're going to be upgrading whatever you're currently using. If you have any questions about anything I talked about today, want some more information, please leave those in the comments below. I'll get to them. Love chatting with y'all. I'm Tshaka Armstrong for reviews.org. I'll catch you on the next video.